What's up, everyone? It is your girl Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and it's time for another palette mashup, girl. So today we're gonna get into the another Oden's eye palette collection. I came up with looks for them every single day, like I told you I was going to, and I paired them with other Oden's eye collabs, like I told you I was going to. So what I'm gonna do is come show you the looks that I did all week on Instagram, and then we're gonna recreate those. So I used the Flora Story palette and the Hella palette from Oden's eye. This one was with Makeup Just for Fun, and this one was with Angie or Angelica here on YouTube. The Hella palette you can't get anymore, and the Flora palette is actually sold out. I probably should have said in the other videos if the palettes were sold out or not, but I know this one is sold out because they posted it on their Instagram. So shout out to her for selling out the palette. Let me show you what both of them look like on the inside, just in case you forgot what Angelica's looks like. All the collabs to me looked somewhat similar, which made it easier for me to come up with color combinations, because when I'm going to work, I don't have time to be trying to think of really elaborate, colorful eye looks. But at the same time, y'all know I love colorful eye looks, so it's like I like the fact that all the palettes like coincide and worked well with each other. Like this dark row down here made up for like the purple in here, because I wanted it to be a little bit deeper, so I used Angie's palette to make it a little bit deeper. Then I used some of the greens in Angie's palette, because the greens in here seemed like they were a little more on the cooler, ashier side, and I like a little more pigmented, if you will, because of my skin tone. But you know, like combining both these palettes together just gave me a gorgeous, stunning look. Plus I got to add a pop of pink to it that made it kind of like a unique twist that I was liked about it. And Makeup Just for Fun and Angie actually liked my picture that I posted with the palettes, and I was like, yes. So here's what the look looks like that I came up with. If you're not following Beauty 87 on Instagram, you should, because y'all might want to see some of these looks recreated, and then I can do that. So that's what it looks like. I was like, yes, it was definitely giving, and I was living for it. Like, that's probably one of my favorite ones. I liked all the ones I did, but like the first one I did with Tina's palette, and like the last one I did with Angie and Makeup Just for Fun's palette are definitely like my favorites. But if you're curious what's on my eyes right now, this is the Moonfall palette from Shroud Cosmetics. Shout out to Beauty in the Fridge. She actually told me when the restock was coming. I was watching Dr. Ash and her makeup video, and I was commenting like, girl, I missed it. I'm over here sad and, you know, just looking crazy. And then Kara commented down below. She's like, it restocks on the 28th at 10 o'clock. I'm like, say less, girl, say less. Thank you. So shout out to Kara, or else I wouldn't have got this palette to make this gorgeous look. And shout out to my friend Kevin for actually picking all the mattes that I used in this look. I only picked the shimmers for the lid because I was showing him the palette when I was at work, and I was like, what should I do with this? I don't know, there's so many combinations. And he was like, I'm thinking this and this and this, and I was like, say less. So that's how we got what's going on right here. So shout out to you, Kevin, honey, if you're watching this, because he did all that. All I did was, you know, decide what combination to put them in, but he picked all my colors for me, and I think it looks fabulous. So there we go. But without further ado, let me go offline, get my life in order, and then come back with the eye, and then I'll show you what colors I picked out and how I did it. I'll be right back, girl. Okay, okay, y'all. So here's the eye, combining Annette's palette with UOMA Beauty's palette. So I swatched the shades from Lauren's palette first, and the ones in the back are Annette's. So we use these four from Lauren's palette, and these four from Annette's palette. So let's get into it. So I started off by dusting this one all over the lid. All in the crease. This is the shade that's on the lid along with one from Annette's palette, and this is the shade that's in the corner along with one from Annette's palette. And this is our Out of Each shade along with one from Annette's palette. So y'all notice I combine a lot of shades from the palettes to get like the colors and stuff I have. That's why I love when stuff like this happens, because I get to combine like stuff with other stuff. It's lots of fun. So I'm like, It looks stunning just like the last look. And we got one more in this little series of palettes to do. And I'll be done for today. Well, I might do a couple more. I got like a couple more I've already done before. That'll be easy for me to do and get out of the way. But I try to save some of those for the weekend now. So when I come over here Friday night, I can feel productive by doing some. And I didn't have to come up with anything unique in order to do it. So I'm starting off with the shade that matches my skin tone the best. I like using this. Well, that's what I appreciate about this palette. It's the only one I feel like actually has a transition shade for my skin tone. All the other ones, they are like more ashy, lighter tones, so I have to like pick and choose how I'm gonna do that, or I have to do like the colorful shade all the way up to the brow bone, because that's literally all I have to choose, so none of them actually work for me. So one's is giving that whole thing, so I'm like, okay. It made it so much easier to transition this look because one's palette came with the transition shade in it. Now I know this isn't transition shade for Lauren, but since she's into neutrals now, that's how it's made it into the palette. So I was like, okay, sounds good, looks good. See, it blends in well over there perfectly. So once we start adding all the colorful shades, you won't even notice it's there. So now we're gonna go into the dark blue shade I showed y'all. So what I did was I patted this one on first, and then I patted the light blue that y'all saw from Annette's palette on top of it to get the color that we have going on now. Son is holding the bathroom right now. I'm happy there's another bathroom in this house though, because if it wasn't, I feel like that would be a whole hot mess. But that's how it is in my house, a whole hot mess. 3 people in one bathroom. Again, I need to shower or get ready or do anything. Can't like having personal space. Nice. I like the color she chose as far as the undertone of this goes, because it's not a traditional, like, you know, neutral. I'm dipping into Annette's palette now to grab the purple, the blue to put on top, make it lighter, but I like the color she chose. It's fine. It's just since I had already used that color once, I want to change up the color that I use on the eyes. So although I feel like by doing this, I'm just making a lighter version of the one that's in Tina's palette, but you know, that was okay too. Like, I still like the way this looks. As y'all can see, it has a nice little undertone to it and whatnot. She's looking cute. She's looking nice and cute. Okay, so we're going to over that and cool. Now we're going to go into the pink. So let's dust down here. I guess it's a pink with purple, or more like a fuchsia, if you will. I feel like this is pinkish purple, or like it's like a fuchsia mixed with like a purple feel to it. So either way, that's what we're working with right here. And like, look just how white and metallic and gorgeous the lid looks, because it has all those glitters in it from Lauren's palette, but at the same time it has like that wet multi-chrome look from Annette's palette. So I'm like, they just do the perfect little matchup. So I don't really got grab the glitter glue girl and get into it, honey. So I'm hoping my my Muse palette comes from the Cosmetic Brushes today, so I can come back tonight and film that, and maybe I'll feel like filming the other ones or some more of my videos that I need to film. So we're gonna start off with Lauren's palette now in this shade right here, and then we're gonna go into Annette's palette. So this is when I told y'all it surprised me, because when I put on the lid, it was just like blue, even though, like, you know, I was hoping it was like actually pink, like in here. But you know, it worked out. Like, I feel like the look looks stunning, so we still got what we wanted out of it. A stunning eyeliner. Because with this one, you definitely have to pat if you don't want it to have that sheer undertone to it. Because otherwise, I'd have to put Annette's shade underneath here and then put this one on top because it's the sheer of the two. I know it's the type of thing that UOMA Beauty really likes, so that's why I'm sure a shade like this is in here. I'm gonna just go back with the pink real quick. That's around the edges of the glitter. I didn't add any more on the brush. I'm just literally going over like that. Take a little bit of brow tone too, like right now. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Annette's palette and go into her special shade. And start patting and kind of putting it on top of this one, because I feel like this even gives it an even more wet effect because you added hers on top. Now, adding hers on top would have given us more pigmentation underneath this, but you know, it's okay. You can do it either way. You don't have to necessarily do it this way. It'd be easier for you to do it with Annette's first, so that way all you have to do is worry about the glitter sticking on the top of the shade that's already opaque. But you know, it looks fine either way, as you can see. Now we're gonna go to Annette's palette and grab this green. So the last shade I used in Annette's palette was this one down here, this Stunning. That's her special shade from her palette. We're gonna go into this green, and then we're gonna put the Electric Kelp shade on top, because I feel like it just gave the extra pop, but I wanted something metallic underneath it before we just put the smooth satin, because I feel like it just gave it some extra oomph to that. I mean, not that it needed it, but you know, I just felt like mixing both the shades, so I did. You know, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Into Electric Kelp now. I like to think it helped it, but you know, if it didn't, that's okay. I just thought it looked cool, so I did both. So this is your finished eye look, combining both of these lovely palettes from these lovely creators. So we used Annette's Giant Wolves palette alongside the Sea Talk from UOMA Beauty, and I think the eyes look pretty awesome. So zoom you on out, girl. So that's how I created the lovely look I put on Instagram last week. One of the lovely looks I put on Instagram last week. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.